weekend best.
It's a bank holiday weekend, so slouch back down on that sofa. We'll keep you entertained for the next hour with some great guests and games.
Now, we used to seeing Anton do Beke on his twinkle toes on a Saturday night. But it's Sunday morning, so he's having a well-deserved sit down. It's Anton do Beke.
Yeah. Very nice. And his partner for the morning is the current queen of the jungle. Well, technically, the castle, but more importantly, queen of our hearts. Please welcome Giovanna Fletcher, everyone.
And if that wasn't enough, our final guest is going to be joining us virtually all the way from Emmerdale. And judging by the chaos that she brings to the Dales, it's best we've kept her at a safe social distance. It's Lisa Riley.
Now, as usual, the Cloud will provide us with content throughout the show. And before we get chatting to our guest, it's kick-starting proceedings with a music question. What was the #1 album on this day back in 2011? OK, #1 album. I will also accept artist. Little clue, it is still the biggest album of all time, I think.
Oh.
One of the biggest albums of all time.
Who was around in 2011?
One Direction?
One Direction.
That's a good shout. I can say it's a female artist.
Oh, is it Adele?
You're saying Adele.
I'm going with Adele.
Yeah, OK.
Who would you say?
I am absolutely in your corner. I think it's Adele, but I don't know if it's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 or 21.
Yeah.
I would say 21 then.
OK, you're going to say Adele 21. You are all now correct. It is. Yeah. Indeed. The name of the album, obviously, age and the time of writing it. And obviously, I mean, Adele is just, she's the biggest overachiever ever, selling millions of albums at just 21 years old. But it leads me into a nice question. If Adele was making and selling millions of albums at 21 years old, what were you guys doing at 21?
Well, I was dancing, of course. I was dancing, but I also had a day job at the time. I was a baker, so I was baking. I would be starting work at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
As a baker. And then during the evening, I'd be dancing.
That's like a movie.
Yeah,
that honestly is like a movie.
You
need like a romance, and it's like, I've got this other job. I moonlight as a dancer.
Billy Elliot.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what type of things were you baking?
Oh, the whole shooting match, everything. Breads, cakes, buns, French sticks. Oh, I had a lovely line in baguettes, dear.
Do you still bake now?
Yeah, actually, I started doing it a couple of years ago again with the children.
Oh.
So at home we make cakes and little cupcakes and big, big cakes.
Yeah, big cakes. Yeah, small cakes, hot cakes.
Find another word for cake.
Yeah.
No, we've got the picture. Got it.
Yeah. Basically, there's cake.
Yeah.
I love
and we
it.
make it.
Yeah. Giovanna, what about you? 21.
21, I would have just left drama school. There would have been no work, and I would have been looking after children in theatre, so I'd have been chaperoning. Which for me, so I was chaperoning, and actually around that time, I was working on a play. So I was working with a little child at the Donmar with Kemp and Douglas Henshaw, and I was working really closely with the kids. It was really interesting, and the actors were absolutely amazing. That's
awesome. What about you?
I would have been 21. I would have been touring America with Spandau Ballet.
It's taken probably 3 minutes before Spandau Ballet has been mentioned. On the floor, Simon in sound, I think. Yeah, you got that one correct. Well done.
This is such a wonder. After being a dancer on Strictly Come Dancing for 16 years, it's fair to say that this guy is part of the Strictly Come Dancing furniture. Although his moves on the dance floor are anything but wooden, it's Anton do Beke, everyone. Anton, for those people at home, right, who only know you really as the heart and soul of Strictly Come Dancing, which you are, right? He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
You are also a published author that people don't know about.
Yeah.
You've got a new book out. And
it's currently out, yes.
Yeah,
there it is.
called
All the what's-its. There
A
you are.
Christmas to Remember.
This is the third novel, actually, and although they are sort of standalone novels, it is a sort of continuing story as well. At the beginning of the book, there's a big announcement of an engagement between the sort of star of the show, Raymond de Guise, and his fiancée, she turned out to be Nancy Nettleton. I hope you don't mind if I sort of ambush you with this, because I'd like to announce the title of my new novel coming out at the end of this year.
Oh, yeah, go on.
I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Which this is the first time it's been mentioned, so I'm delighted that you're allowing me to do this.
Yeah.
It's called We'll Meet Again. I'm delighted with the way it's going and how well they're all received.
Great.
People are really enjoying it. So,
Well, thanks for the exclusive.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Do you know what I love? This guy called Raymond de Guise,
Yeah.
right? Well, that's what you would call him in North London, isn't
Yeah.
it? Suave, sophisticated, distinguished dancer.
Oh, yes.
What's it about?
Where did
That sort of, I was having a coffee one day, and that sort of just came to me.
Yeah.
What's the mirror in
inspiration.
front of you?
And I couldn't imagine who it could have been as I looked into reflective surface. And, but of course, you know, write about what you know, that's what I say.
Yeah,
very
exactly.
good.
Yeah.
Hey, well, look, mate, you're a busy man. I mean, you're writing books as well, and you're doing a tour.
Yeah,
You're on
going
a
out
show.
on tour.
This looks great. And when I first read this, I almost said congratulations. Because
We're going together.
You're doing it with Giovanni.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Sadly, Giovanna wasn't
Yeah, I wasn't
available.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how excited I am about this. We're going out in July, so we're opening the end of June, so we're going to tour through July.
Yeah.
We've got some fantastic dancers with some great voices as well in the show. So it's going to be a brilliant, brilliant show. It's going to be a lot of fun as well. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of playoff between Giovanni and me, and you know how similar we are. So I'm really excited about this.
Listen, we've got to talk about Strictly, though, haven't we? You took turn as a judge, didn't you?
Yeah.
How did you find that?
I loved it. I have to be honest with you. I found it to be really not too difficult. The difficult thing for me.
Be careful, because you're saying their job's
be very
easy.
careful.
Cake. The problem for me was you have got to say what you want to say in about 15 or 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, anybody who's met me knows that's going to be a struggle in itself. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was amazing.
It is so great to have you here. And also, one of the things as well is that obviously being on Strictly, you have to keep yourself fit.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we've been enjoying is you're fit at 50.
Fit at 50, baby.
On
Love that.
YouTube. You did that series last year. Let's take a look at it.
In the middle. 1, 2, 3, ha! 1, 2, 3, ha! Run on the spot like this. And this is just this. All right, and pump the arms as well. And then we went down onto the floor, all the way down, and then back up. Let me tell you, this is actually I had to commandeer the children's room. This is the playroom.
Yeah.
But I haven't had the heart to get rid of the curtains. They're fantastic, aren't they?
Yeah.
Look at those
beautiful.
curtains. I mean,
They're the real stars of the show there, and those are some short shorts.
We're just looking at the curtains, let's be honest. I have to say, that's rather a short.
They are
Terrific short.
I like it.
wonderful legs, though.
So speaking of short shorts, I mean, you seem to be loving them at the moment. I mean, take a look at you in the gym.
Have you been trolling?
Hey.
Those legs.
I mean, mate, I'm not going to lie, you're looking good. And as a man that's of a similar age to my old man, I'm being kind to you there. I mean, do you think he should take up dancing to keep fit?
I don't think you'll do him any harm. I think you're doing him a world of good. I mean, look at him all handsome and debonair.
Yeah.
He's tremendous.
Would you want to get him in the sequins?
I'd love him in a sequin something. Oh, wouldn't you? Sequin lycra or something. That would be tremendous.
Yeah. Anton's brilliant having you here. Really is.
much.
Yeah. And Anton's new book, A Christmas to Remember, is out now.
It's time for a quick break, but don't go anywhere because we'll be shooting the breeze. It's a new saying my dad taught me. I don't know that phrase. But we'll be chatting to Giovanna Fletcher very soon.
And a dingle from the Dow's, Lisa Riley. She's going to be virtually dropping in, so see you in a few minutes.
Roman's Weekend Best, Giovanna Fletcher and the ever dapper Anton Beke is here today.
Yeah, but before we find out what Giovanna's up to, let's take a pause for thought.
Very profound. As you may know, rescue animals really important to my dad and I. So each week we try to help some animals out there that are in desperate need of a loving home. Now, guys, I know, Anton, you have a dog.
Two.
Two dogs.
Two dogs.
Remind me of their names.
Antoninus and Branston.
Antoninus and Branston.
Is that true? Oh, wow.
That's
beautiful.
so cute. So cute. Really nice. And Giovanna, you have a cat?
I have two cats, Aurora and Leia. They are. There we go. There's
Which one's this?
Leia. This is Leia. So by the time the kids go to bed, you know, you just want to be left alone. You don't want anyone to ask anything of you. You don't want anyone to touch you.
Yeah.
She comes there, meow, just wants you, which I know is lovely.
Yeah.
At the same time, I just want to be left for a little bit.
Hey, well, look, over the last few weeks, we've showcased some amazing dogs looking for homes, and potentially you could take home Giovanna.
No, I love her. I'm keeping her.
But this week we are actually going to branch out for some more feline friends too, not just dogs this week.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's visit today's sanctuaries with some amazing animals looking for their forever homes. So first up, right, let's meet Bear the collie.
Love Bear.
Oh, how beautiful is that? And he is from Second Chance Kennels in Fife. Second Chance Kennels.
Oh,
It's like Last Chance Saloon, isn't it, already?
With that little weird
7 years old.
And collies are really clever. They're really intelligent little dogs. So that's, listen, I'd take him in a heartbeat.
Said here, lovely nature, good with other dogs and children. I mean, yeah, give him a home. He looks like a good one. And also, Dobby, the Doberman, my personal favourite today.
Oh, beauty.
Look at Dobby. Now, Dobby is 7 months old.
Oh.
Okay, proper puppy, but really, really playful. And yeah, just a lovely, lovely dog looking for a loving home. It's from East Midlands Dog Rescue in Leicester, looking for a local home if possible.
Yeah, I've got three beautiful, you'll like this one, 3 beautiful little cats, Dolly, Elliot and Princess. And they're the Sphinx trio from Bristol. They're beautiful.
Yeah, they are. I mean, listen, they're beautiful animals, and people love them. And you know, and if you would like them, then you can give them that loving home. They are true to their breed. Very, very clever. Are your cats clever?
No.
No, not clever.
Not at
well,
all.
look, if you want to swap them out, I mean.
Sorry, there we go. Just do a swap.
Yeah.
So if you like 2 black and white cats, they're princesses as well.
But anyway, let's hope we can find all of those lovely guys and girls some wonderful homes.
Yeah, and for more information on any of the animals featured today, then contact the rescue centres directly.
Yeah. Now, Anton, Giovanna, I am presuming you're both very competitive.
Oh, well, if we were to have danced on Strictly Come Dancing together, we would probably win.
Okay,
There's no
I'm
probably
just
about it.
saying that
Yeah.
You're just saying.
out loud.
Now, today, I would quite like it if we had a team name from you both.
Oh.
Now, we haven't asked you this before, but I guess if there's anything that may spring to mind, what would you say?
I mean, we've had princesses and we've had shorts. So
Yes.
Shorty Princess?
I like that.
Shorty Princess.
Shorty
Yeah.
Princess.
Shorty Princess.
Shorty Princess.
Who's
Hey.
who, by the way?
Well, yeah.
I'll be Shorty, you be Princess.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. We were going to suggest the authors, but this is Shorty Princess. It's great.
It's gone down a very
So
different
Team
route.
Kemp against Shorty Princess.
There we
Yeah,
go.
exactly. There is a lot on the line
You
as
haven't gone very
well.
imaginative there. I've got to be honest with you, but there you are.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. But there is a lot to play for as well, because if you guys can beat the Kemps, you will take home some exclusive Weekend Best merchandise. Let's see the mug.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Beat the Kemps.
Yeah, there you go. So here we go. We're playing a little game called Clue Are You?
Oh.
The cloud is going to show us 3 picture-based clues which relate to a celebrity's name. Now, all we have to do is work out who that celebrity is. And if you think you know the answer, then you guys can just buzz in. OK, you've got your buzzers there. And if you're right, you get a point for your team. The team with the most correct answers in time wins. That make sense?
Yes.
Would you guys like an example?
Sorry.
Yes, please. Let's have an example.
You'd like an example?
please.
OK, so let's show an example. OK, so if you saw those 3 pictures,
Yeah, okay.
could you guess?
Roman Kemp.
Very good. OK, here we go. We're going to
Okay.
put the time on the clock In 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go Holly Willoughby.
Oh,
Yeah!
very good.
Right, let's go for the next one, please. Sand Boyle.
I was going to say Susan
Oh!
Boyle.
Oh, yeah. You're saying Susan Boyle. You're right. Well done.
I did.
Well done.
You didn't press it.
I did.
Oh, you did? Oh.
Yeah.
Give it a good bang next time. Right, here we go. You've got that one. Right, let's go.
Right.
Anton Dek. Anton Dek. Yeah. Very good. Right. Here we go. Have we got another one?
Roman.
So, what you got?
No.
Did you buzz in?
Yeah.
Go on, set.
Lion nail biscuit.
Oh, come on! It's Lionel Richie. Yeah, Lionel Richie.
Oh!
There you go.
I love
I got that one.
I mean, you do realise that's only a stage name. His actual name is Lionel Biscuit.
Yeah, I know. Lion nail biscuit. Right. Let's see.
Where's Forsyth?
Let's see. It is Forsyth. Time's up on that one. I think we're going to have to go to VAR to work out actually who won that one. So let's go to the Cloud. Cloud, what is the final score, please? Ooh. Shorty Princess.
Yeah.
You got 3.
Yeah.
Team Kemp. We got 2.
I know I'm having a coffee tomorrow.
You've won the mug. You did indeed beat the Kemps.
Are there 2 mugs?
Well, yes,
We have
there
to
are
share?
2 mugs, and not just that.
Oh.
If you beat us in the next game, you take home the teapot.
Yeah, but then we won't be on next week because the
Yeah.
budget's gone.
Budget's
Done the budget.
We don't win the next one. Now, obviously, we know Giovanna is currently the queen of the castle / jungle, but she is also a #1 best-selling author who has written 11 books, presents a kids' TV show, has a podcast with over 14 million downloads. She's got 3 young boys and is about to start trekking across the UK, all in the name of charity. Keep busy much?
No, I've got loads of spare time.
Mate, I mean, come on. I mean, not 1, but 2 treks.
Yeah, so basically, so for Copperfield, I do these treks every year. And last year, we were meant to be going to the Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
COVID times.
Yeah.
So we didn't go there. So instead, we're going to Cornwall. So that's the 2020.
Same.
Same. It's all fine. Although there's water, we just have to pretend it's not there. Yeah. So that's the 2020 trek, and the trekkers are amazing. They're on board with that. I think it's going to be incredible for all of us. And then the 2021 trek is in the Scottish Highlands, and I cannot wait. It's meant to be absolutely stunning. I am dragging along Emma Willis, and the thing that makes it so incredible is so it's the breast cancer awareness charity Copperfield, and so some of the trekkers that we take, there are 100 people, and people can apply now to join us. And some people have been affected by breast cancer, some haven't. They just want a challenge. But there's something about trekking that maybe you've been feeling certain things and you've not spoken about it. It loosens the lips, it loosens the heart, it loosens the mind. You're no longer censoring yourself or putting up barriers and telling yourself you can't talk. It all just comes tumbling out. Yeah. They're the most uplifting, empowering things I've ever done, and all in the name of breast cancer awareness.
It's amazing. I mean, you mentioned Emma Willis there. You've also signed up Matt.
Yes, Matt is coming with me to Cornwall.
Who's going to be better? That's like, who do you, like, be honest, who's going to be the biggest moaner?
Oh, now that's a tough question because they're 2 of my best mates. Who will moan?
So it should be easy.
Do you know what? They're both super fit. They love their fitness. They'll get their head down. And I think the best thing about both of them, the Willis duo, is that they are people. That's right.
Yeah, they're people.
They're people.
Yeah, they're people.
Yeah.
No, but they're people.
Yeah.
So they like taking care of everyone and talking to each other and talking
people.
to everyone, because that's the important thing about these treks, is that you talk to every single person who's trekking. You get to know why they're there, and everyone has a story to share. And that's why I think both of them will be absolutely brilliant.
Is Tom going with you? Is he signed up?
No, he's not, but...
Why?
Well, I'm going on both of them, so he's got the 3 kids to look after. But he did do Transylvania a few years ago, which I was meant to do, and then I got pregnant, so I couldn't go. So he went in my place instead.
Now, I'm not sure how to put this, but you've described your role on the
A floater?
trek as
Let me do that for you. Yes.
do you want to describe that?
So basically, every trek has 4 groups, or around 4 groups, and each one has a team captain. So Emma is one of our captains. I'm actually not a team captain. I'm a floater. So I literally go, I spend a day in each group. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just being
I gave myself the name, so it's fine. So I go into each group and I go up and down the line and I literally talk to every single person and find out why they're there. And we basically have a good old cry. So they know that when I'm there, I'm going to bring on the tears. But it's incredible.
You must hear the most amazing stories. I mean, I love that. You know, like going through that, and like, you know, because when you do that job and you're talking to people about their stories, when you come home, like, you must feel so emotionally drained.
Yeah, it's that thing, isn't it? Because when you're on those treks, it's definitely a thing for you. You're on this amazing journey, but you realise how emotional it is for each individual and how that is their moment. I can remember in Oman years ago, so my first ever trek, it was so emotional, everything that went on in that trek. But then the very last night, we were having drinks on the beach, and then someone said, let's all go into the sea. And I can remember going into the sea and just laying on my back, like the moon shining brightly above, the stars, and just feeling like that was my moment. That tiny moment was perfect. Didn't matter how long it was, that was my moment. It's just be me and just take in the world. But hearing the stories, like I don't begrudge being the person to listen, because it's so incredible, the people that you speak to. You know, I've spoken to people who have, you know, followed me on Instagram and seen the signs and symptoms, because growing up, I always thought breast cancer was a lump and something that happened to people that were a lot older. And actually, it's not just a lump. It's puckering, it's dimpling, it's inverted nipple, it's nipple discharge, it's swelling, it's pain, and your muscle goes up to your collarbone and under your armpit. There's so much more to it, and it's not something that just happens to older people. It's not something that just happens to women. 400 men a year in the UK are diagnosed with breast cancer. So it's breaking through that old narrative and kind of going, that's not true, actually. And on these treks, so I share that a lot online. And on one of them, I met this amazing woman called Kaylee, and she said to me, I only found out about my breast cancer because of you. And I was like, oh. And she was like, her friend had told her to start following me because we'd had children around the same time. And months later, she was looking in the mirror, and that's the other thing. You don't just feel for any changes, you have to look as well. And she just saw some dimpling in her breast. And she was like, I know this isn't right. I know that I've seen this somewhere. I need to get this checked out. And also, because so many of the signs and symptoms are a bit embarrassing, like, people won't just go to the GP, but saying to people, just go, is the best thing ever. So Kaylee went, found out that she had breast cancer, and then was on this trek with me years later, and now is 8 months pregnant with her second child, which is phenomenal after going through that.
It's a fantastic thing you're doing, absolutely, because breast cancer has touched everybody's family in some way.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. I mean, look, time for a quick break, but we're going to be chatting more to Giovanna when we come back.
And we'll be taking our guests on a trip down our musical memory lane. See you in a few minutes. Weekend best.
Anton, Beke and Giovanna Fletcher are here, and shortly Emmerdale's Lisa Riley's dropping in from the cloud. Now, before the break, we were chatting to Giovanna about some of her amazing work for Copperfield. But Giovanna, when you're not trekking across the UK, you're busy with your incredibly popular podcast, Happy Mum, Happy Baby. It's gone astronomical in its 7th series now, am I right?
Yeah, we just finished series 7. We're about to record 8. Yeah.
Amazing. Are you still learning things now about being a parent still?
Every time. I feel like I come out of every chat and I just feel like I've been in therapy. It's that constant reassurance of no one knows what they're doing, they're all making it up, but actually we've all got the same goal, and that's to bring up kids that are happy, and we're all just making mistakes constantly.
Well, you've had some incredible guests on there as well. I mean, Hollywood actor Jennifer Garner's been on there, and last year, the Duchess of Cambridge.
Little old Kate, yeah.
Kate Middleton was on the show. I mean, Talking about changing nappies with the Duchess of Cambridge, just an average day, right? I mean, how was that?
I was so nervous going into that.
Were you?
Yeah, and I'd met her the week before, and she's just so lovely. Like the way she talks to people, the way that she listens, she's so endearing and elegant and eloquent and just brilliant.
Did you have to follow like a protocol? Like, what did you have to call her?
So I only call her the Duchess or Catherine because I think Kate is something that we have given her. I don't think she is Kate to
Oh,
other
really?
people. Yeah. Yeah, like the royal family will call her Catherine, not Kate.
That's really
so yeah,
interesting,
it was very relaxed and just felt like two mums sitting down and having a natter.
That's beautiful.
That's
isn't
so
it? That's a
nice.
great way to meet anybody.
Yeah.
Who's on your guest wish list for next series?
I would love, and I keep saying a name just in case, you know, she Google searches, Michelle Obama.
That's
Just
so funny she
because-
watches this show.
She does, doesn't
Yeah.
she? I thought so. I thought, does she write you letters every week?
Yeah.
Draw pictures and everything.
I'm seeing her next week.
Do you fancy a father and son duo?
I'd love you on. I'd love to have you on.
Exactly. Now, of course, you know what you're talking about when it comes to parenting. And also, we saw some fantastic videos that you guys have been making in lockdown. It was too good to not show this. Let's take a look at Giovanna's kids.
Great. It reminds me so much of Roman when he was a kid. So much. All he wanted to do was grab the attention. Dad, get the video camera out. Get the video
It's
camera.
so incredible, though, isn't it? Because I think it's got to be led by the child as well. Because I bet so often you've been asked, is Roman into music, like growing up? Is he into music? Does he show any sign of it? And actually, it's not something that you can push. It's something that has to be led by them. And my eldest regularly just walks around the house with a guitar hanging around his neck. And regularly wants to play something. So it's incredible. Yeah.
Amazing.
But on top of all that, you've got another book coming out, right?
Yes.
It's your 12th book.
Yeah. This is called Walking on Sunshine.
Can you believe you've written that many?
I know. So this is my 6th solo fiction, then 2 novellas, 2 non-fiction, and then me and Tom we've written 2 of the trilogy. So this is number 12.
I've got to ask, how do you find working with Tom?
That was interesting because we work very differently. Yeah. I usually, in earlier books, I would know my concept of the book, I'd know my first third really solidly, and I'd know where I want it to go. But after that first third, it would be like a running leap. That character could go wherever they wanted to go. It was a joy, you know, wherever. Whereas Tom almost writes like he's writing music, so he likes to plan every beat. And also, if you're writing together, you do have to know what the other one's going to go off and write, so that when you get it back, you're not completely surprised. So the planning is good, and I've now used that planning more in my solo writing.
Amazing. Listen, it's been an absolute joy chatting to you, really has. Yeah. And if you want to join Giovanna on the Highlands Trek, you can find out more on the Copperfield website.
Yeah, now we've reached the point in the show where we dive deep into our guests' musical memories as we add some more tracks to our Memories mixtape.
Oh, yes.
Love this.
Right, now, all we're going to do, right, is give you both some topics, and you've got to come up with a song that reminds you of that particular moment, and tell us why.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So our first topic, we have... Let's take a look. First dance. OK, so Anton, obviously I'm going to come to you for this one. Now, what is the song that reminds us of your first
This
dance?
is about 1,000 years old. My first ever dance as a young dancer, for some reason I remember the song I danced to. It was a waltz, and it was an old track by Des O'Connor called My Cup Runneth Over.
Well, I mean, let's take a listen to it now.
Sometimes I whisper what I'm thinking of.
It's an old 1930s, isn't it?
Isn't that a lovely thing? Isn't that a beautiful melody to it?
Really good.
Go on, Desmi.
Perfect. Hey, so Giovanna, what about you? First dance?
My first dance, so it's the first dance at our wedding, but it was also mine and Tom's first ever slow dance, which happened in his kitchen, which inspired All About You, dancing on the kitchen tiles. So it's looped. So we were literally 15 in his parents' house. They were asleep upstairs. We were in his kitchen. The TV was on in the other room, and Easy Like a Sunday Morning came on by the Commodores. And I literally said, we've never had a slow dance before, and so we did.
That's so nice. Let's take a
I like
listen.
that.
Oh, yes. So good. I do have a genuine question before we get on to the next kind of thing. Look, Tom is one of the best songwriters, you know, that the UK's had in so long, right? You know, he's written some fantastic songs. How many has he written about you? And does it now get to a point where you give him an honest answer?
Okay, there's twofold question. So there are many songs that are written about me, and I try to, you know, and it's great when it's all about you, and it's amazing, and it's gorgeous, and it's lovely. But when there are lyrics that are something like "everything she says to me mean nothing," I'm like, well, that's not about me. When it's those sort of songs, you kind of like duck out of those. But anything lovely, you're like, oh yeah, I do.
Do you have a favourite? Do you have a favourite?
It should be all about you.
Yeah.
You know, it should totally be that.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
100%.
Let's
do another one. Yeah, go on then. What else have we got? Proudest moment. Go on then, Anton. Your proudest moment. What song reminds you of that?
My proudest moment, really, it has to be the children, really, George and Henrietta. And we have a song that goes on the moment we get into the car.
Oh, really?
And it's from The Greatest Showman. And it's called A Million Dreams.
Yeah.
And it starts off with him singing. So that's George singing. It's all the parts of him. Then Hugh comes in, and says, which is Daddy, me.
Yeah.
And then the last part is Henrietta. And it's a three-hander. Oh. And the three of us sing that from The Greatest Showman.
That's
it's
so nice.
Lovely.
Well, let's take a listen to it
Have
now.
a listen.
Oh, it's great. Very nice stuff. Lovely. Very, very nice.
Paul Bifter in the car on the way to school.
Yeah, that's it. Three of us.
Oh, it's
exactly.
pandemic, this.
Love it.
Really, really nice. Giovanna, what about you? Proudest moment song?
Well, I've gone for Reach by S Club 7.
Let's take a listen just quickly. Oh, what a tune. Love that. Why?
Because I took it into the castle with me as my luxury item, and it was the best thing ever. I did have doubts, I've got to say, when everyone started getting out their luxury items and they're like pictures of their family, mugs of their other halves. I was like, what have I done? But what I loved is that every single campmate, it's like they knew that it was a thing that wasn't just for me, it was a collective.
Everyone, yeah.
And they just went for it. Didn't matter, like, if they knew the song, if they didn't know the song, they wanted to learn it so they could sing along properly the second time. And it was just the most
I remember watching
euphoric
that moment on TV, and I literally sat on my sofa in tears. Tears dropping down, because I could really feel it, what it meant to everybody.
So good, so good. And obviously now we've all got that song where if it plays wherever we are, we're just like, ah.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, well, listen, time for a quick break, but stay right where you are, because in a few moments, Lisa Riley is going to be here in a sec. Yep. And, of course, Team Kemp will be taking on Shorty Princess and another challenge to get their hands on some top-quality Kemp merch. Yeah. See you in a sec. Bye-bye.
Anton, Beke and Giovanna Fletcher, or Shorty Princess, is with us today.
Now it's time to introduce our final guest. Whenever there's a drama in the Dales, you can guarantee that a dingle is tangled up in it somehow, which is why we insisted on our next guest joining us virtually rather than in person, because we're terrified. Beaming in from Emmerdale, it's Lisa Riley, everyone!
Good morning, everybody.
Lisa, so nice to have you here. Lisa, you're back playing the iconic Mandy Dingle. I mean, how did it feel returning to the Dales?
Well, for so long, they'd asked me to go back, and I said no, and I was busy doing other things. And then when Jane, our producer, asked me this time, I was like, yes, it felt right. I felt fulfilled in everything that I'd done throughout my whole career. And of course, when they said to me some of the upcoming stories that were going to happen, I absolutely jumped at it, because my character, no matter what's happening, she's always in the thick of it, always. Yeah. But literally, since we came back after lockdown in June, I've had more emotion than people have in a lifetime. Yeah.
That's incredible. Now, so look, so am I right in saying 1995 was when you first started?
Yes,
as Mandy.
Episode.
You were meant to be, exactly, you just said it there, you were meant to be in it for one episode, so what happened?
She was good. That's
Apparently
what
I made a
happened.
mark, you know. Once a dingle, always a dingle. And she came into the village, caused a bit of fury, as she always does. And the producer then rang my agent and said, will she come back and do two more episodes, which I did. Loved it. And I thought, well, that's it. That'll be the end of it. Like, you know, any jobbing actress at the time. And they rang my agent and said, oh, can we offer her 6 months? And then that became a year. Wow. And there I stayed for a further 7.5 years.
You're absolutely brilliant in the show. You really are. I mean, you've been put through the ringer recently, haven't you? What's she been up to?
Well, her ex-partner of many years, who is Vinny's father, he came back to the village at Lydia and Sam's wedding. And there is a big past, a massive past that they had together. And she didn't want to see him again. But love is love, love is blind. She saw him, she fell back in love. And unbeknownst to her, what was going on behind the scenes in this kind of double life that Paul, the husband, was leading, was that we had the storyline of physical and mental abuse. That I feel we've really done very well, and the response we've had from the viewers and online has been incredible. So we're really, really flattered with that.
You've had great acclaim for moments like that. How do you prepare for it? Because all actors do it differently, don't they?
Absolutely. Everyone is different, Martin. And you'll know from your EastEnders day, it's how you feel. If the words are there as an actor, you know, you can kind of build the emotion. I had the whole time been crying. Obviously, we film it a lot slower than what it's transmitted. But I was literally crying for 7.5 weeks non-stop with the death and that. So sometimes it is hard to have a full day where you're doing all the emotion. And I'm very lucky. And I'll bring Giovanna into this as well for the brilliant work she is doing for breast cancer. I lost my beloved mum to breast cancer. And there's sometimes where I can visualize a yellow rose, and that's my mum. And I always, throughout all my career, I'm 45 in July, I started acting at 9, and my mum, even before she died, was a big part of my career. So sometimes when I need her, I absolutely look out for that lovely yellow rose, and it helps me get there. Yeah.
It is a really difficult thing. I mean, I've done it a lot, you know, when you're acting, and you have to tear little scabs off of really things that you don't want to, and it's really hard to do. But I used to cheat on EastEnders. I used to use the old tear stick. I used to stick it in the eye. And in the end, I just...
No vapor, no!
In the end,
vapor.
I used to call it the award stick, because every time I stuck it in, I got an award.
He doesn't like to talk about awards and EastEnders at all. I mean, look, we've actually, Lisa, we've got a sneak peek. This is very cool exclusive for us. A sneak peek of you in next week's action. Let's take a look.
Come on, let's face it. Your marriage is a car crash.
My marriage is none of your business.
Paul's not here because of Jimmy, and we have been nothing but good about that. The issue is, what is wrong with you?
OK, Mandy, I've got the message. There's no need to turn this nasty, all right?
Well, you should have thought of that before you started gobbing off about our Lydia. You leave her alone. Do you understand?
What's going on there? What's she got herself into?
Oh, it's awful. Well, Lydia's in a load of trouble because of Paul, the ex. He may be dead, but he's speaking from the grave. He's left something very sinister on Lydia's laptop. And when they find this sinister stuff on the laptop, the police get involved. And it's in the cafe. Nicola there, who Mandy had the face-off with, she witnesses the police. She, in true soap style, times it by 55 and makes it into this big drama and starts spreading gossip about Lydia. Well, you do not spread gossip about Mandy's best friend. And that's why we have the face-off. Yeah, loads to come this week that, you're all going to be gripped. More drama. We're dingles. That's what we do best.
Exactly. I love it. And do you know what? I know that there is a good Strictly link here as well, because Lisa, you and Anton were both in series 10 of Strictly Come Dancing. Your partner that year was Jerry Hall.
Ah,
yes. Your partner that year was Jerry.
Who did the best, though?
Lisa did marvellously. Made it all the way to Wembley. We didn't do Blackpool that year. We went to Wembley.
Right.
And you did a performance at Wembley, which was unbelievably brilliant.
Well, look, we have a fantastic clip with you dancing the cha-cha with your partner Robin. This is amazing. I do love this. Let's look.
Len was the judge on our year, and they see the dance before, and Len was like, it's against the rules. The girl doesn't pick up the boy, and they was like, rules? No rules. I'm doing what I want. And Anton was like, you go, girl.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we can actually
so now
say.
I'm in Strictly history as the only female to have ever picked up the boy. Yes.
Yes, as you can see there, you were the only female, exactly that. That is incredible. It's so nice. Now, also, a little birdie told me that you also danced to Spandau Ballet's Gold on the Strictly tour.
Completely.
Now, do me a favour. Hang on. Lisa, please tell me you're not a super fan. You're not one of them, are you?
No, I am a super Spandau fan. And my other half, my fiance, literally, for his 50th, he was like, literally, it's just magic. And all we did was, like, dance to Spandau Ballet. I have no qualms in saying that. That saxophone break, my other half is a saxophonist, and literally, magic happens to that sax break.
What about the bass?
Yeah.
I'm staying with the sax, Martin. I am.
He says, thank you so much for joining us today. Always a pleasure talking to you. Absolutely, always. Yeah. And Emmerdale is on ITV weeknights at 7 p.m.
Yeah, OK. Anton, Beke and Giovanna, or should I say, Shorty Princess. You aptly named yourselves that. It's time for our final game of the morning, called Auto-Tune. Very good. In this game, we're going to see what songs are like not only without auto-tune, but without any tune at all. Yeah, it's going to be quite tough. The Cloud has fed some popular song lyrics through its text-to-speech generator and is going to read them out loud. So if you think you know the song title, buzz in. And if you're right, you win a point. You ready?
OK.
So just try out your buzzers, just so I know. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Nice. Hold it nice and tight. Do you want an example, guys?
Yes, please.
So it's a text-to-speech generator, so let's take a listen.
Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed, but when you smile at the ground,
Buzz in.
it ain't hard to tell
One
you don't.
Direction.
Yeah, what's the
What
song?
makes you beautiful?
Let's have a look.
Ah.
Yes, indeed. Well
got it.
done.
I'm going to be right.
OK.
Some of this.
I don't know. I'm awful at song
most of
titles.
this.
OK, perfect. OK, so that's the game. All make sense?
Okay.
Yes.
OK, Cloud, let's have it.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside your trunk? I'ma get.
Black Eyed Peas, My Humps. I'll quick on that one. Quick on that one.
was quick.
Right,
He's got a
let's...
sort of an advantage on this.
Yeah, he does. I feel
Go
like
on, Ed.
Cloud is kind of on Roman's side today.
Let's hear it.
Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play? You said that you'd never been.
Go on, Anton.
The song.
Yeah.
The one I love so much that I can't remember the name of.
Giovanna.
No, it's slip inside the eye.
Go on, what's the song?
Oh, I know it. Oh, I know.
Go on.
It's the Oasis.
It's Oasis.
Yeah.
Look back in anger.
Did you sing the whole song to get there?
Well, I sang all the... Those are the lyrics.
Great. Let's go for the next one.
Do. She's got a lip ring and
5 colours in her hair.
Take a look. Quick fly. It is indeed! You know that song way too well.
I do. As soon as it started, I was like, I feel like I know this one.
Still one of my favourite songs ever, that one.
It is.
Still one of
Is
the best.
it?
Still one of the best. Right, let's take a look. Oh,
It's a close one. I know that.
no!
Is it though?
No!
Close one.
Close.
This is... The whole budget's gone out the show now. Oh, God, that's the end of the game. I think I already know the scores. The cloud is going to confirm it for me. 1 point to Team Kemp. Shorty Princess, 2 points. And you guys have won the teapot. Oh,
So you
wow.
won both.
Yeah.
That's the first time that's happened.
Hey, listen, well, if you want to do
Were you
shitty, I think
being
there's
kind?
a good little lucky there.
Were you being kind to us?
No, you just have freakishly good McFly knowledge, as you
That's
should.
very true. That
as
is
you
true.
should.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Guys, thank you so much for coming today.
Oh, it's been so much fun.
And that's your lot for today. But if you missed any of the show, or you just fancy watching us all over again, for whatever reason, you can catch up now on the ITV Hub.
Thank you so much to our guests. Let's hear it for the wonderful Anton Beke.
Giovanna Fletcher.
Yeah. And Lisa Riley. So great to have you here with us as well. We're back next weekend with a stellar lineup. Susie Ruffle, Shane Ritchie, Ricky Wilson and Anton, your friend, Oti Mabuse.
Thanks for spending your morning with us.
See you next week.
Next week.